everybody, KC0 VIA Tom here. It is a gorgeous morning here. We had some pretty thick fog this morning, zero visibility. We're running about 2 hours late. I wanted to get up here sooner, but we had to wait for the fog to burn off. We are up here, as you can see, at Otter Creek, and for the fall festivities, it's the opening weekend here. They're going to be open every weekend now to the end of October. Again, we're in the big metropolis of Mona. Minnesota is just the other side of that tree line, up to Lyle. So if you're in the area, swing on down with the kids, have a lot of fun. There's some new toys it looks like out there, some other food items out in the kitchen, the food service area. We're gonna walk around, see what's new. And Dallas, Carrie, and the crew wants to make sure everybody gets up here and have a good time. They were open a couple times during the summertime for like berry picking and watermelon, stuff like that. And again, over the winter for ice skating and all that good stuff, hot chocolate and music. Let's walk around. As you can see, we got good selection of different pumpkins and different piles. Everything's good and marked. A lot of good selection. Ooh, mums. I'm not too good at growing mums. They always seem to die on me. Big pile of pumpkins over here. And again, we'll come around the corner, you'll see a large selection of wagons you can borrow to haul all your stuff back to your vehicle. Wow, they got some real nice looking mums. Kind of like these multi-color ones, so that's where you check in, get any accessories you need to buy into the park. Again, they always have these places you can take family photos for the fall. Another big hit I see is back are these little mazes. You try to get the golf ball up into the correct hole.
Try it.
So we got on the back side here. Oh, yeah. By pulling on the string or the rope, try to maneuver around the holes and drop that golf ball on the very top. Just bragging rights. Another wagon full of pumpkins. Over here we got a sling. You can shoot apples, it looks like, to targets. Every little activity center has these little signs, just kind of give you an idea what you got to do and some rules. Again, just keep everybody safe and everybody have an enjoyable time. We're on the back side of this. This is like something new. They took the hay mountain, added a couple culverts for the kids to go on down. Oh yeah, they can slide down. Yeah, we're not going to make the tram to get out to the corn maze this time around. We'll wait till they come around again. I think I saw this on my walk around. Looks like we got a pumpkin chunker. The slough, you get your bag of gravel and you go in there and put it in those little strainers. Get a up close shot here. You purchase your bag of gravel and you put it in these little strainers and you run it in the water to find your prizes, trinkets. Kind of neat idea. Back over the pumpkin chunker. Oh, I say they got a target up on the tree you aim for. I wasn't sure if you're just doing H&I fire or just had something in mind. Yeah, I'm kind of curious what runs this thing. Must be a little air compressor in there. Yeah, there's a big hose going to it. So there's your supply of pumpkins. We got a couple different targets out there. I'd rather do H&I fire. Ooh, nice old John Deere. Let's swing up here by the bouncy house, take a look at the racetrack, and we'll go from there. Not really a bouncy house, more of a bouncy pad. That thing is always full of little kids, even adults too, it seems like.
How's it going?
Good. Yeah, like they're around here so nice and friendly. Do. Little speedway for the kids play around the tracks. Kind of burn off all that extra energy. We got another inflatable bouncy toy over there, along with go over on the other side here, get a closer look. As you're waiting for the next tram, they got tic-tac-toe here, large pieces so you can play, keep yourself active. They got the Plinko set up. I think these things here are so cool. Works better if you got a couple people. You try to get that ball for one side. See if I can do it one-handed. Nope, I can't do it one-handed too easily. We try to get the ball from one corner to the other. Bragging rights again. More tic-tac-toe. There we go. There's somebody out there trying to do it. Bowling for the kiddies. No, we don't have pumpkins. We got orange balls this year. Then up over here we got the corn pit. Kids will go in there and play with the corn. We got the Otter Creek static signs. You can stick your head in there and get your annual picture for your family portrait. And we got the basketball hoops on the old grain wagon. Again, you don't need much to keep active here. We got to get through the red barn over there, see what treats. I've walked through there real quick and there's a lot of good smelling treats in there. So I was kind of lost here at first till I realized I'm used to playing checkers with round checkers, not square checkers. Kids over there playing bowling or trying to play bowling. That tram just left. We'll hang out here to the next tram. And this is going to be just a real quick in and out shoot, not thinking much. The sun is really strong today. It is getting warm. I may have to go back to the car and find a hat. I think there's a hat in the go bag, but we'll see what happens. It's always kind of neat to read these little signs in each one, like the grain hopper they talk about. Be polite, take turns. Of course, that's how you're supposed to do it. One I get a kick out of here is over on the corn maze, or the corn pit. Don't bury your head. There's got to be a good story on that, why they had to add that line to the rules, but kind of like a big cat sandbox, but you don't have to worry about the neighborhood cats coming by and using it. So walk around a little bit, see what's going on. I better go find something to snack on. We'll kill all the time here waiting for the tram. Concession area on this side of the little red structure. Bags so you want to pick your own. Frisky Fox Vineyard from Osages here for samples, selling bottles. I am not a wine drinker. I will drink wine, but I prefer beer, just my nature. Too bad they don't have smell-o-vision perfected yet here on the side. Again, we got knickknacks. You can decorate your house. Christmas holiday season is coming up. Coming soon. Oh boy, that's gonna be good. Take and bake apple crisps. Be waiting for that. And we got bins of already picked apples. More knickknacks. Ladies will check you out. Some holiday stuff for the house coming up. Like I said, it's not that far. Once we get into this, it's not long for the holiday season comes up. So, as you can see, we've probably been open for a couple hours. Being it was so foggy this morning, that's why a lot of people are running a little late. It didn't look good. It was actually, it wasn't cold, it was just damp this morning. But give this about another hour, you won't be able to walk across the area. It gets pretty packed. You take another pass at these bums and head down. That tram should be coming back, get down to the corn maze, so. As the driver loads into the tractor to pull the two trams on down to the corn maze, we have to switch over here to a voiceover due to the fact that they are playing some pre-recorded music, some very good banjo music along with some folk music and some safety instructions and a little information about the corn maze. I'm sure there's some type of copyrights on the folk music or at least the banjo music, and we don't need to take a copyright hit from YouTube on the video and have it pulled down. As you can see, as we drive down here, the orchard, the apples are extremely large. I was quite surprised, being that this year is fairly dry weather. Over on this side of the oak trees look fairly decent. As you can see, the apples are quite large. It's here and there you'll notice, I don't know if you'll pick up here on the camera, but there'll be like a red fence post amongst the trees. There's actually a spigot for water, so they have some type of irrigation system set up. The safety reminders on the tram is reminding all parents to keep an eye on their little ones and make sure everybody is sitting down during the tram ride. Don't get up and walk around. We want everybody to stay safe. Keep arms and legs inside the tram. We don't, like I said, we don't need anybody getting injured, and it's a nice, enjoyable ride along the orchard. Here we are cutting across. The corn maze is actually there on our left in that cornfield. It is. I don't remember it being this large the last few years. I'm sure they're slowly expanding it into more and more area. We're coming around the corner here. We're going to take a perimeter run on the sunflowers. Being again, this was kind of a dry year. The sunflowers kind of took the rough part of the weather. They're not as big as they were last year, but last year has had more moisture. When we're out here walking around, I was even noticing you're kicking up some dust there due to the fact that the ground is fairly dry. If you ever wondered how they pick the pumpkins, here's a good example. You guys are forming a little line, relay line, throwing the pumpkins up to get them on the trailer and get it full, then they'll haul it up to the front. Okay, here's the scenario. We had last night 6 farm animals snuck into the house and stole the Farmer Joe's apple pie. Farmer Joe chased the animals into the corn maze. He needs you to go into the corn maze and find the tracks, place the rubbing paper over the track, and use a crayon to rub the tracks onto the paper. Once you have collected all 6 tracks, come out and look at the banner to find out which animal belongs to which track, and that way we can find out who stole my pie. And a little map. You get lost, wind's getting a little breezy out here. If you get lost, there's a phone number. I'd love to be on the other end of that phone. When people call and says I'm lost, you ask where you at in the maze. Wow. And here you got a little investigation clue book, help you out. Then the rubbings are over here where you put them on.
Thank you.
Yep. And there's the rubbing sheet. That's how you fill it out. Was able to get the drone up. That little area of the corn that's dried out, that kind of runs east to the main section of the corn maze, this darker green area, and this runs to the north. Again, this maze is larger to me, it looks like, than it was last year. As you can see, there's a lot of paths cutting through there. You could hear the kids laughing and having a good time as they were playing around in the maze. Reposition the drone to get up a little higher. Had a little problem trying to get to a shot. A lot of swallows are starting to go after the drone for one reason or another. We'll swing over here to the sunflower field. I didn't realize there was 2 paths going into there. You know, main path goes into the chair, then another path on the far side of the field that runs out. Really interesting. Got a little time to kill before the tram comes back, so let's take a walk to the sunflower so we can get out to this chair. Some of them are past already. Should have been out here a couple weeks ago, but always hard to judge the weather. One thing I always enjoyed was growing sunflowers over the years. We'd get some of the seeds that would go up 10, 12 feet ones, and you always had some little runt ones like this. Thing I like to do when you grow them is cut the heads off. Would let them dry in the house. Then throughout the winter, I would leave a little stem onto the top of the head, on the bottom of the head. That way you could use that to staple or tie it to the shepherd's post out there for the bird feeder, and give the birds something to eat on. Squirrels, God, the squirrels used to fight over it between them and the blue jays. So we'll have to wait our turn to get up on the deal, but we'll walk around, just check everything out. This is a gorgeous day out here. Anytime I sit in an oversized chair like this, mine goes back to Ruth, laughing when she was dressed up as a little girl, sitting in the big chair on the front porch, kicking her feet back and forth and talking like, one of these days, I'm just gonna rock this thing right off the porch. We'll get back here on the tram and head our way back. Again, they're playing some nice banjo music. There's a couple other announcements thanking people for coming to the corn maze, and hopefully you were successful on catching out who stole Farmer Brown's pie. As we're cutting through this little oak forest, I was quite surprised. The temperature out there in the field was quite warm, but as soon as we got under the shade of these oak trees, it really dropped down. I suppose it dropped a good 10 degrees. It felt that cold. It might not have been that bad, but it was still a nice cool breeze going through there. Never realized these trees were in line. There was like 4 or 5 rows, depending on where you're at in this little trip. Does anybody know how this happened? Was this going to be a campground? I heard at one time. I heard it was going to be a tree farm. I heard it was going to be a nursery. If you know the whole story, add some comments down below and just enjoy the view. Wow, as you see, there's a lot of stuff to do out here. Getting close to my lunchtime. I'm always hungry, as you know. We'll just kind of pan around here, look at all the stuff. A lot more people are starting to show up. We got people running down the slough. There's some kids are getting a lot of air over there on the bouncy toys. But you can see a lot of people are having fun. And going to hit the room and get some food, take home. 7-3 everybody. Make sure you come out here, Otter Creek, till end of October. I can't remember if I said, but they are doing season passes, something that you might want to look into if you want to come up here quite a bit with the kids. You ain't even gonna believe this. Be sure to tell your friends, neighbors, other hams. Subscribe, hit that bell to get notification when new videos come out. Add comments below. 7-3 everybody.